Hey guys, and welcome to Little Rap Luck. You already know what time it is. Are you mad? Are you mad? Are you lean? We've got a new video for you guys. We're here talking to you guys about protect yourself from the demon boys. Now listen, relationships are very, very precarious. But I want to help you ladies especially. This is inspired by a lonely thread where the women were posting long ass messages from guys posting messages on the TL as a result of being in a situationship with a guy and it not working out. So this little video, I guess, obviously is about death to the situationship, okay, and how to protect yourself from that scenario, because we don't want to see you write long texts, okay? We've all been there where we've written a long text, but if it's to somebody you care about, it's okay. So this is a two-part video. I'm going to do a part two, which is going to be like, should you send that text? But this one we're going to talk about how we're going to protect ourselves, okay? Point number one, don't assume what has been said, okay? Don't assume, don't fill in the gaps. Don't try to put words in his mouth. What did he say? It is very important to understand that man is almost like God. When God gives a law, when he says it, it becomes law. When he says it, it becomes law. So you need to wait for him to say it. If he's not said that he wants you, that he wants a relationship, that he's willing to commit, and these are the things about it, then you don't need to be there. Anything else is a situationship. Like females sometimes assume because he's doing certain things as action, meaning that he actually wants you. No, listen. We can do a lot of things for sex. A lot of things, you understand? Including playing boyfriend. But has he said it with his own mouth? The words need to match the action and the action needs to match the words. That's what we're looking for. Don't have just the action, no words. Don't have the words with no action. You need both, okay? From that male. Before you can ever assume anything. Do you understand? Before you consume anything, let him tell you, listen, I want a relationship with you. If not, hold the goodies, baby. Why are you giving away the goodies that are going to make you feel vulnerable and feel used? That's why you're writing a long ass paragraph, I lie. Don't give up sex before getting what you exactly wanted. Most of you are wanting a relationship from this gentleman, okay? And what you're wanting, what some of these bastard boys are wanting is the box, okay? They want sex, yeah? So it's an exchange, okay? Now you need to find out what he actually is thinking. Now the way to do that is to explore his mind. Don't explore the sensuality. You see, the problem is a lot of us, not just females, males too, do this, where we explore the sensuality of the person and therefore get conned into thinking the person actually likes me for what I want them to like me for, which is a relationship. See, he hasn't stated anything, which is point one, don't assume. But number two also, because he's showing you physical affection, you're assuming that that action means he actually wants you. So now what you do, you free up the sex because you're assuming that he's actually wanting something that you want, which is the relationship. So you don't give up your goodies, you don't give up your power, you don't give up the sex, you don't give up the coochie, you don't give up the pussy. Let's be real, I'm going to say that word, the vagina, whatever you want to call it, the Garden of Eden. Don't give it up until the commitment has been said and is shown. I'm not telling you a 90-day rule. What I'm telling you is wait for the commitment. If you ain't got the commitment, keep your mouth shut. Keep the action shut. Keep everything that you got shut. Just to add to that, the reason why you want to keep away from sex in this particular aspect is so you can keep a clear head. You must understand that sex will initiate your emotions and bring out your vulnerability because you've allowed a person into your personal space and inside of you, and therefore you feel a connection to the person. Now, when you do that, it is almost difficult, impossible nigh to really have an objective way to look at the scenario. In fact, let me put it this way. An idea is a thought or a suggestion as a possible course of action. A lot of men will give you an idea of what they want you to do for them, but really and truly you need to ask what they are saying. An idea is what? A thought or a suggestion. I want to let you know, idea comes from the Greek word idein, means to see. But what do you see? And let me give you an example. An opinion, and this is what the definition of opinion is: a view or a judgment formed about something, not necessarily based upon fact or knowledge. You may not have the knowledge of what he's actually planning to do. So therefore, your opinion should be, number one, I'm not committing to nothing. I'm not giving him nothing. Because he has not shown you to change your point of view, to make a judgment, a considered action based upon fact or knowledge of what he actually planning to do. Since you ain't got that information, you don't make a judgment call. You don't step over the line. You don't give him what he wants, because it will confuse you and change your perspective. Once you have sex, it changes the idea of what you think you heard and what you assume you heard and what you really heard. Alright, I don't want to preach, I'm just trying to tell you something. Alright, cool. And obviously, if that's all you want, it makes you susceptible to fall to the prey to the lie. You see, because after you've had sex, you've initiated some emotions and feelings, and you've awoken young lust before it's time. And what happens is you run your action towards him by emotion. Hence why a lot of you are writing that text. It's not because he decided to do you dirty. It's because the sex was initiated and because your emotions have been attached, and now you feel very vulnerable and very hurt by what he's done, because he's rejected not only rejected. He's rejected you. Because to reject you means when I've entered inside of you and connected one-on-one with you and I leave you, I'm actually rejecting you. And that's why you feel pissed when someone does that to you. And that's why you're writing a damn long ass text. But anyway, question 4. You need to ask purposeful questions which are inciting what you are requiring. So, if you want to know whether this guy's a long-term individual, you need to be asking some sensible questions. Okay, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Okay, would you like to have kids? Like, I'm not saying to drop this from the very beginning, but what I am saying is, you don't need to drop the box. You don't need to give the coochie up too early. You need to find out what his mind is saying first. Stop initiating the coochie and stop initiating the sex and not initiating his brain. It doesn't make sense. Initiate the mind first. Do you get what I'm saying? When you initiate the mind first, then you're beginning to engage and actually find out what he's really saying. Because let me tell you something now. The only way to trip up this guy is to let him talk. When he talks, he'll trip himself up. You need to listen. You need to listen. So we need to be asking some purposeful questions. For instance, like you be like, okay, look, I know. For instance, you might say to the girl or to a guy, you might say, look, well, you know what? In the next 5 years, I'm looking to go to America. I'm looking to set up my business, etc., etc. Now, when you said that, you have to ask him, okay, so what do you see yourself in 5 years? What do you think you're gonna do? Okay, cool. Me personally, fam, I don't even think that long. Then that one. I'm not saying it has to be 5 years. What I'm saying to you is what you are requiring. That's why you're asking the question. What do you require? Okay, you want a relationship. So ask him, okay, like, what's your viewpoint on relationships? Like, do you feel like you're ready for a relationship? Is done. Okay, it's done. It's done. You know what I'm saying? So, don't force it. Don't push it anymore. Don't let him touch you up and fill you up because you feel like, I want it, and I'm not sure if he'll definitely like me or definitely commit to a relationship once. Like, no. Listen, even if he says, oh, do you know what, in a year's time, in 5 months' time I'll be ready, or 3 months' time I'll be ready, or 2 weeks' time I'll be ready, next week I'm ready. No. Then why are you giving up the coochie? Why are you giving up the sex? It doesn't make sense. If you're not ready for the relationship, my commitment, why am I giving up my body to you? My body is sacred. It doesn't make sense for me to give up my body to you, and I want a relationship out of you, and you're not willing to give that to me. Makes no sense. It's an unfair trade, and ends up you being in pain. Alright, let's go to the next one. Keep yourself shallow until he earned it. The Bible says, guard your heart. Guard your heart, because out of it, the issues of life flow from it. My friend, let me tell you something. Look, when it comes to these relationship things, don't get too deep, without him also getting that same depth. Don't give him all of yourself, your deep mind, without him climbing down with you too. You understand? I'm not saying don't climb down. What I'm saying to you is climb a little, let him climb. Climb a little, let him climb. Listen, some of you girls have got some deep stories, and I understand. Some of you have been abused. Some of you have had really poor, toxic relationships. Some of you, your family is shite, Some of you, your mum or your dad are rubbish. Some of you have problems with your brother and sister. Some of you, work's not going well. Some of you, school's not going well, whatever. But your deepest, darkest thoughts, your deepest, darkest secrets, need to stay locked in until the person has earned it. I know you may come across somebody who's got such a charm that makes you want to release the information you've got, but guess what? If you are hoping for a relationship, not a friendship, a relationship on a romantic scale, you need to be able to scale your emotions and what's inside of you, because when that gets rejected, You feel rejected because that's your deepest, darkest secrets within you being released, and the person has decided to trample all over it by either walking out on you, not committing to a relationship, using you for sex, whatever the deal is, you're going to feel a certain way. So here's the thing. You climb a little, they climb a little. You climb a little, they climb a little. You do not give your deepest, darkest secrets until you see commitment. Listen to what I said. You do not give your deepest, darkest secrets until you see commitment, until you get the commitment that you desire. You're wanting the commitment. Get the commitment before you decide to release the deepest information about you. Because I trust and believe you, you will write a long-ass paragraph if you don't. These are why situationships are happening. You're assuming a lot of things. You're expecting without discussing it. And then you are going with the flow without actually vocalizing what you're wanting. You need to see consistency and communication. Listen, it's a twofold thing. Consistency. Now, you know that, okay, he works night shift, so you can't really get him at night shift. Oh, well, he works during the day, so you have to get him at night. Whatever one. You need to see consistency. Okay? And the whole point of being able to go into a relationship, you need to see consistency. When you see inconsistency in the early stages, you dead it. Let me tell you something. Men who want a woman are consistent at the beginning. Even if they're inconsistent kind of brothers. Even if they're late kind of brothers. Even if they're kind of brothers that, listen, are not necessarily say drastically too far. I was doing that too far. But know that a guy will know what he wants when he sees you straight. Yeah? We ain't got a dilly-dally. You understand? Now, there are exceptions to the rule. We know that. We're not talking about that. What we are talking about is the fact that there needs to be consistency. Consistency in communication, specifically. So, when you call him, he always picks up his phone or whatever. Or you say, look, let me call you back in 5. I'm just finishing up something. Da, da, da. Let me tell you something. When I was in a relationship, yeah, I was sometimes a bit bad. I was like, I didn't really communicate. And it's like, I was going into my own shell. But at the very beginning when we started dating, bro, I was on point when it came to communication. I would call, I would text, da, da, da. We're not talking about when you're in a relationship. We're talking about before you've got into that relationship, before you even got a sight of a relationship. What's the consistency of communication saying? Do not settle for a less than appropriate communication level of consistency that you require. And state your requirement. Stop keeping your mouth shut as if someone should read your mind. You want the person to be able to call you. The person's like, I ain't really a calling person. Dead it. It's not for you. It's not the person for you. There are plenty more fishes of salmon swimming happily in the sea. It's okay. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's okay. You understand? Yeah? It's okay. Everybody say yeah. Cool. Like I said, following the last point, most men know what they want. So if you are getting if you're getting inconsistency from a man, dead it. Most men know exactly what they want from the very jump. Now there are shy men, but even shy men know what they want. I know what I want, cause you got what I need. I'ma take a... Okay, I've remixed the song, but anyway, cool, listen. So, deep it, yeah, that it's important to know that most men know what they want. So when you're getting a man who doesn't know what they want, dead it. Yeah? When he's not open, when you ask him, oh, what are we? And he's saying, did it. Also, moving on to the next point, what is your honest goal out of this transaction? You see, one of the things I remember someone said to me, you know what, you was very open and honest there. And I said, yeah, because I don't want to waste time. Listen, let me make it very plain and clear to you. You've seen the guy, you're talking to the guy. It's been 2 weeks, no one said anything. If you gotta say it, say it. Listen, look, I'm kind of feeling you. What are you expecting from this situation? Okay, guy says, listen, do you know what? We're really cool. I just want to see how it goes. Okay, first of all, it's been 2 weeks. Now, I'm not trying to push anything of narratives in terms of time, but it's been 2 weeks, and you've asked me a question. I'm like, okay, cool. All right, I'm not really sure what I'll go on. Do you know what I'm saying to you? I'm gonna think about it. Okay, guys, says you want to think about it. Tell him this. Tell that guy. Yeah, listen. 7 days. Okay, I'm gonna give you 7 days. I'm gonna leave you alone. Figure it out in your head. If by 7 days is even too long, you should have known by the first day, but I'm giving him a leeway. 7 days have come and he hasn't decided what he wants. Dead the conversation. Because what you want is a relationship. He's not sure. After 7 days, he's still not sure. My friend, don't interrupt the process. Let the process do what it needs to do, which is to weed out the weeders. Let me tell you something. If he does not know by the end of 7 days, you don't need him. You don't need him, and you don't need him, and you don't need him. Now, this is not across the board because there are people who are going to meet first time and you're going to just be chatting, But I think this is why in Christendom, I kind of like it. Because everybody knows when they've got to a certain maturity in Christ, we know I'm not here to waste time. If I'm talking to you, it's because I really want to see some potential and I want to go further with you. Now, in the first few days of talking, I would know whether I want you or not. Before even then, I would know already what I want. Now, there can be red flags where that happens and I'm like, do you know what, you're kind of crazy. But we're not talking about the situation. We're talking about the fact is that people know what they want from early jump. So once it's been a few weeks, for you people who maybe are not in Christendom, for a few weeks, and you're feeling like, you know what, let me put it this way. The moment you feel yourself falling, listen to me. The moment you feel yourself falling, yeah, that is when you position the question of what are we doing? I want you to understand this point. I will say this one goes across the board because even if you're an early faller, you need to have it. Here's why you need to have it. Because what will happen is if you fall and you fall down hard, yeah, and this person has no interest in you, you will drag out your own mess for a long time. Because what tends to happen is once you've fallen, the pink shades go on and you tend to overlook the flaws that are happening right now. For instance, him telling you that he actually wants a relationship. You're like, oh, do you know what? He hasn't said that yet, but you know what? We're really getting along. We're talking, catching jokes late at night. We don't want that. What we want is honest, open, adult communication and letting us know what you're feeling to do. Do you get what I'm saying? So you need to state your position and state your expectation is what I said. This is PEW. Position, expectation, and your wants. What is your position? Look, right now, I'm in a position where I actually kind of like you. Cool? It's not a problem to say that. Listen, you lose nothing by saying that. Do you understand? You lose nothing by saying that. Don't let no one embarrass you. You lose nothing by saying that. The honesty is great. Now you say, listen, my expectation is this. I want a relationship with you. Yeah? And I'm expecting that you can either fulfill that expectation or not. What is your want? What do you want from this situation? So the expectation really is your feelings, and then you ask them, what do you want? Now, when they can say, oh, I feel like, we're making it somewhere, and we've been talking and that, and I feel like we're getting there. What's getting there? What is getting there? What is really getting there? No, real spit. Now, when the person doesn't retaliate with your expectation or your want, here's what you do. You say, thank you very much, I really appreciate your honesty, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just bow out. I'm just going to bow out and say that because what I wanted from you is a relationship. Now, if you can only provide me as a friend, it's great, I get it, but I'm not interested in a friend. I've got many friends. What I want is a relationship. Do you understand? So that will come into my last point, which is any answer except yes is a no. There's no maybe, I'm not ready, I'm building my empire, my mum doesn't know if she's sure about you. All of that nonsense crap needs to go out the window. It's not the one for you. It is not the one for you. Any answer except yes to what you are expecting is a no. There's nothing wrong with expecting or wanting a relationship from the individual who you are chatting to and you're getting to know on a more than a friendship level. It's okay to state your position that you like them. There's nothing wrong with that. Once you've stated it though, you've broken the chains of nobody knows what we're doing. No, I've told you I like you. My expectation is, listen, I'm looking for a relationship potentially. This is what I wanted to go into. There's nothing such thing as getting there. Do you understand? You know what you want. Men know what they want. So my conclusion of points is this, guys. Don't assume, okay? Don't engage in sex too early without the commitment. Ask questions that are going to get you to the point that you want, the answers that you're going to need. Make sure, obviously, there's clear, consistent communication. Don't fill in the gaps for my man. Make sure you know what goal you're trying to achieve. If you want a relationship, state you want a relationship, which leads to my next point. Always make sure that you state, that you tell the person what your expectation is and ask them what they want. You understand? Know that obviously most men know within minutes of meeting you. Trust me, like I was talking to you, they know, man. They know already, man. They know already if they're gonna use you, if they want the sex out of you, whether they want you as a best friend buddy. They know already whether they want a relationship with you. Men qualify these things so quick. Don't let them deceive you and lie to you. They're probably gonna hate me for telling you this, but that's the truth. And the last point is this. Like I said, if they say no. If they don't say anything but yes, it's a no. If you ask him, listen, do you want a relationship right now? And he says, I'm building my empire, or you know what, I'm not ready at the moment, but I can see myself getting ready. I can see myself getting ready. It's not for you. Duck, dead it, move on. Friendship, they even do friendship. It's too dangerous for you. It's too dangerous for you because you're already starting to fall. It's too dangerous for you. You understand? And you can be whirled back in very, very quickly. Anything but yes, okay? Anything but yes. Oh, I told you I had a girlfriend, or I told you this, I was going to leave my girlfriend, or I told you this, and you know, I'm just trying to focus on my career. Any of that is a no. It's not a yes, it's a no. So it's not a maybe, it's not a hold on for a little bit longer, it's a no. Every answer is a no. Move forward. Move forward. At the end of that, let me just say, no, little black book, you already know what time it is. Are you mad, you lean? Listen, make sure you like, share, subscribe. And you already know what time it is. You ain't got the minerals, baby. Oh, come on, man. Little black book, man. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Damn. Again.